Hey, what up, guys? Wanted to record a review for a movie I just checked out called Manhunter. Put out in 1986, but this Scream Factory edition was released in 2016, so it's been a few years already. But a lot of people don't know that this was the original, Hannibal Lecter movie. This came out 5 years before Silence of the Lambs, and just a lot of people didn't know about it, and I think that's a shame because I think this is a really enjoyable movie. I think it's really amazing, actually. I think Tom Noonan, who plays the serial killer, really elevates this movie to another level. I think he's an awesome actor, and he just brings the creep factor to this role. And if I'm going to remember Tom Noonan for any role, it would be this in particular. But he's played in so much stuff. RoboCop 2, he was awesome in. But yeah, this is the movie that I'll always remember him from. And William Peterson from To Live and Die in L.A. and CSI, he plays Will Graham, a retired FBI agent who's kind of brought back into the force to track the Tooth Fairy down. And but his whole family and everyone's nervous about it because every time he does something like that, it kind of takes a piece out of him and he goes a little crazy. Like one time he had to get committed because he was in the world of these serial killers too much and he started going nuts and all that. So, yeah, there's like little side stuff plots with that where everyone's nervous about him. And and it's basically him just trying to track this killer down and kind of learning his method, kind of thinking what he thinks and just doing what he can to track him down. And it's really cool. So like half the movie you're kind of following Will Graham, and then the last half is where like Tom Noonan doesn't really enter the picture till like halfway through. And then that's when it really gets good for me. Is just he's a creepy dude, and some of his interactions with people are just really creepy. And I think it just makes the movie what it is. I think it definitely needs to be rewatched, and if you've never seen it, do yourself a favor and check it out. I know it doesn't have Anthony Hopkins in it or anything like that, but it's a worthy movie in the series. And I haven't seen Red Dragon in years, but from what I remember this being better. But I'm going to rewatch Red Dragon this week or next week and review it. But as of right now, I think this movie is definitely a little better from what I remember. And Michael Mann directed this. He's one of my favorite directors. I love Miami Vice. He created that Heat, which is one of the best action movies ever, and Heist, probably the best heist movie. He did The Keep. He did a ton of stuff, Collateral. But this has that 80s vibe to it. Like it's Hannibal Lecter if it was in like Miami 80s or something. So I really like that. Of course, there's a beach scene. Every Michael Mann project has to have some beach scene. Thief had it, Heat had it, Miami Vice obviously had it. Everything I've seen by him has it, and this has it too. The music's really good, cinematography's good, the atmosphere in this movie is out of probably some of the best atmosphere I've seen in a killer movie like this. Like when you're kind of looking through the crime scenes with him, it's done really well. And as far as this release go, transfer looks amazing. I have no complaints there. And you get the theatrical version on disc 1, and you get a director's cut on disc 2, which is all HD and with standard definition inserts. And I think it's the most complete version of this film ever released. You get new interviews with the director of photography, brand new interviews with Tom Noonan. You get a brand new interview with Brian Cox, the music of Manhunter, interview with the composer, theatrical trailer. Then on the director's cut, you get an audio commentary by Michael Mann. The director's cut in all standard definition, where I guess if watching it in HD with standard inserts bothers you, you could just watch the whole thing on standard definition. The Manhunter look, a conversation with cinematographer inside Manhunter. These are old interviews with William Peterson, Joan Allen, and Brian Cox and Tom Noonan. It looks really good, and this is the reverse art, the original cover art there. I'm not a fan of that original art. I think that the new art, I'm usually not a fan of brand new cover arts for these movies. Like usually when I get a Scream Factory release and it has the original art on the reverse, I usually 90% of the time switch it to the original art. But I feel like this art here kind of captures the feel and vibe of Manhunter well, and I really like the way that looks on the bottom there with the FBI agents kind of crowding his house and stuff there. And it's a really well done movie. I highly recommend it. One of the Scream Factory releases that I really regret not getting it with the slipcover because I love that art so much. But I'm going to be reviewing all the Hannibal Lecter movies here real soon, especially Red Dragon, Hannibal, that 4K Kino version, Silence of the Lambs, Criterion. I'll review the Hannibal show. Hannibal Rising, the one where it's like a prequel thing. And I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, so look forward to those. Anyways, guys, peace.